Brazil will have a new president come January, and he knows the job well. Former two-term President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva beat the incumbent Jair Bolsonaro by 2 million votes in yesterday's closely watched runoff election. With producer Charles Lyons in Rio and in partnership with the Pulitzer Center, special correspondent Jane Ferguson reports.
From the beaches of Rio de Janeiro to Sao Paulo's bustling streets and all across Brazil, the people have spoken. And sitting President Jair Bolsonaro is out. The right-wing populist lost narrowly to left-wing former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, known as Lula.
Nesse 30 de outubro histórico,
on this historic October 30th, the majority of Brazilians made it very clear that they want more and not less democracy, that they want more and not less social inclusion and opportunities for all.
The results mark an astonishing comeback for Lula, who was jailed in 2018 on corruption charges that were later overturned. With just 2 million votes separating the candidates, this was the narrowest victory in Brazil's 37-year-old democracy. Flávia Barbosa is the executive editor of leading Brazilian newspaper O Globo.
When we listened to President-elected Lula last night, what he said was, I get the message from the polls, I hear what voters said, what half of the voters has said, but there are no two countries, there are no two Brazils. We have just one, and we have to reconcile them.
This is the first time ever an incumbent has failed to win a second term. Bolsonaro's supporters on the streets of Rio Sunday night were devastated.
A disaster. Because we didn't hope for renovation. We had a hope for the homeland, family, and renovation of values that were long lost and were rescued through Bolsonaro. I want justice to be served. The war is not over. We will be able to revert this result.
Throughout his re-election campaign, Bolsonaro accused the voting system of corruption and undermined the result long before anyone went to the polls. Now, many of his supporters do not believe he lost.
If he says he lost, we'll accept it. It depends on him, which I do not. I do not think he's gonna do, because he never lost. He is the great winner.
Lula supporters gathered in San Salvador Square in Rio last night didn't wait one moment to celebrate. As the enormity of Lula's remarkable comeback sunk in, many people were overwhelmed with emotion.
I believe the victory showed the world that we are not dead. We are alive.
Expectations among his followers are very high.
I can buy more food in the supermarket. I believe the energy will be easy to buy it also. I believe the gas will be fine to buy also. I believe gay people will be free again. I believe the black people will be free again.
Given that Lula faces a staunchly pro-Bolsonaro Congress and declining global economic conditions, these things will be hard to deliver.
How realistic are the expectations placed on Lula's shoulders right now? Are Lula supporters in the long run going to be disappointed by what they see in the coming years?
It's impossible. As you mentioned, expectations are too high, and he will face many constraints, both on political and economic realms. We do not have money enough to cover everything that we need by now.
To do that, Lula will have to compromise, to work closely with all parties, says Barbosa.
So if he succeeds in bringing to government this kind of alliance from left to right, if he succeeds in making a government that reflects that, then I think a Brazilian way of doing politics can be regenerated and be rescued.
Yet Brazil remains dangerously divided, the country's political discourse blighted by vicious, insult-riddled attacks, supported with misinformation on social media, all of which are likely to be used in the coming months before Lula enters the palace on January 1st. The vote for a new president is over, The next challenge is a peaceful, democratic transfer of power. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Jane Ferguson.